Well, good morning. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Spring has sprung. You probably noticed from the last video where I was using the blade and the blower, the snow's into a big melt now and we're starting to see gravel. Snow's retreating, the ice is slowly melting, and pretty soon the forest is going to come alive again. This time of year is always a bit of a come see, come saw kind of time for me. You know, you've gone through a long winter, and don't get me wrong, I love the winter and I love the snow. Forest is pretty. But now you roll into that almost springtime. And up here, you know, our main two seasons, probably similar to you, is summer and winter. And our shoulder seasons, kind of that spring and fall area throughout the year. And there's always a period of time, whether it's spring or fall, where the beauty of whatever the season was that's passing kind of turns, not so pretty. You know, you start into the mud and the rain. Things don't look as pretty as they will, but it's kind of almost like a time for renewal as it enters into the new season. Yesterday, a few times during the wind gusts, and we had some huge wind gusts, I came out here on the porch with my coffee and I was just watching the trees in the forest. And, you know, I find it remarkable, Mother Nature. These trees were swinging so far over left and right that I had my eye on a couple of them that I just thought for sure when I woke up this morning they'd be down on the ground. And as often the case, usually after a big windy day like yesterday, I'll hop on the ATV and I'll go for a ride up the driveway. Because, you know, 9 will get you 10 or dollars to donuts. Somewhere along that driveway, there's usually a tree down. I was really shocked to find out that through that whole mile-long driveway, not a single tree across it. However, this guy here, he was one of the guys that I bet for sure was going to be down on the ground this morning. So I know, looking up at the top of it, there's a lot of dead branches, a lot of dead wood up there, which means that tree is on its way out, which means there's probably some rot somewhere down the middle of it. It's a pretty big maple, and it's unfortunate because I don't like taking down trees unless I have to. But this guy definitely needs to come down because he's got a pretty wicked lean on him. I think we best look after it today. Plus, we'll get... Dropped it exactly where I needed it to drop, so everything worked out all right. I did want to mention a couple of things, especially if you're new to property or new to dropping trees. I'm still learning, so just so you know, my neighbor Guy was actually behind the camera the whole time. All of these limbs from above at the top of the tree, you can see they're all dead, and there's a little bit of rot in this tree. So we knew when I was dropping this tree that it was highly likely that these dead limbs were going to fall down, which is why you probably noticed at the beginning I patted down all the snow so I could make an escape path easily without having to trudge through 2 feet of snow. I'm also going to try to leave the footage in. You may have seen that I tried to attempt a plunge cut. Got pretty much all the way through, but you might have noticed the chainsaw kept jerking or jumping back on me. Doing a plunge cut's a tough thing. Neighbor Guy's been trying to teach me it since last fall, and I obviously need a little more experience, but I thought I'd give it a shot because there was a split up the back of that tree, as you might have seen, which meant there was a high probability it might barber chair on me. So I was going to try to get that plunge cut in and then take the back out. Either way, got through it okay, notwithstanding the jump and chainsaw a bit. Going to do a cleanup, Then I'm going to mark out my 16-inch blocks and get this thing cut up, packed away, and get her off the driveway. Hope you'll stick around. Cheers. We got a tree down, or when we drop a tree, we try to use up the whole tree. Got my pile of branches here. Once the snow clears up, I'll be back out with the chipper on the back of my tractor. It'll make some nice chips, nice dry maple, and everything burns. Anything over about 3 inches, we'll throw into the boiler. So I make a little pile of the smaller stuff, or the branches that are burnable for heat versus the ones I want to chip. And once I get everything all cleaned up, get all these branches out of the way, that's when I start marking my main trunk and I start cutting up my blocks. I'll tell you, I could use the grapple right now. I love my front mount snowblower, but that's the one main drawback to having it, is I lose my front end loader for the whole winter time. Yeah, she's pretty punky in here, at least in this middle section. Hopefully we'll still get some good firewood. Well, she's out of gas, so we're probably just going to wait for neighbor Guy now that all the hard work's done. We'll probably load this up into a trailer and we'll split it on another day. I'm really happy I took this thing down today. We had a lot of wind yesterday, big wind gusts, and the trees were swaying like crazy, but this guy, I would have bet money it would have been down on the ground when I woke up this morning. So I knew it was a little bit rotted out in some spots. Got some pretty good wood for Guy though. A couple of pieces or little areas are a little punky, but we got some good hardwood up the top and some reasonably good wood. Hey, like he says, anything burns. Thanks so much for sticking around today. I hope you enjoyed that. Beautiful day outside. Springtime's coming. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.